Buongiorno beautiful people, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Because we're all, I think, in the same situation where our gyms are either closed or we have decided not to go to them. One of the main problems I had at the beginning was this fear that I would lose my strength or I wouldn't be able to do exactly the same exercise I'm used to doing when at the gym. So it was sort of a challenge, but I at the end figured out how to do exactly the same movements, exactly the same exercises. Obviously not the same weight because I don't have 90 kgs, 100 kgs or whatever else I was doing at the gym here with me. But I do have all these elastic bands and the weights at my house, like the fabric conditioner and all those things that really do help. So although it's true that technically you could do them with absolutely zero equipment, personally the resistant bands, especially the long ones, have absolutely saved my life. Now these big ones, I had it for I think 2-3 years already, and this big one's from Amazon, and then these two small ones I bought them from Decathlon a week ago. So yeah, I would personally really recommend to have some resistance bands, especially if they're really thick. Like this really simulates, for example, deadlifting, I would say almost like 30-40 kg. So again, that really helps. So I did a little bit of a compilation of comparisons of the exercise at the gym and the exercise I do at home. So you could see that these are exactly the same movements, exactly the same exercises, and you just have to do more reps, because I do think that if you do each set the reps more or less to failure, that really helps muscle soreness, that really helps really make sure that you build your muscle, especially because one of the principles of muscle hypertrophy is high reps. So yeah, everything is linked together. So I really hope you like this little comparison video, and if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into the workouts. So the first exercise that came to my mind as soon as we decided to start working out from home were hip thrusts. And obviously at the beginning I found it a little bit difficult, but then I figured out that by putting the heaviest longest resistance band around my feet and then hooking it on my lap, especially this one, again, as I said, is really tough, it's really hard and strong. It basically did the same thing, and actually it led to more muscle soreness because I'm constantly in tension. Even on the way down, I'm not really relaxing, but I'm constantly stretching out and putting the glutes under tension. So I thought that was really good. As you can see, is exactly the same movement. You can either take a chair or your couch, so that depending how tall you are, it will go against your shoulder blades. Remember to use your core so that your torso is always straight, even on the way down, and then really have that mind-muscle connection throughout the exercise and squeeze at the top. And I will assure you, this actually made my muscles so sore that were actually burning, and I think is a really effective way to substitute in terms of barbell hip thrusts but get the same workout. Next, the second thing I wanted to tackle were Romanian deadlifts, and again the same problem arises where I don't have a barbell here and I don't have enough weights or kilos to work them with. But again, the long resistance bands did save me, so I doubled the medium, or even the strong one actually. I just doubled them up into a smaller hole but still quite strong, put underneath my feet, which are at the same stance as a normal traditional Romanian deadlift, and yeah, exactly the same movement. Drive your hips forward, don't ever go up by using your back, and it really does do the same movement. I really do feel the muscles working in the exact same way. Again, the only difference is that it is slightly less kilos. So just do more reps up to the point where you're maybe 1 or 2 away from your max, and then rest, and then do maybe more sets as well. So it's all about here this muscle hypertrophy, really trying to use your muscles in terms of volume. So yeah, it doesn't really matter per se whether or not you have that many kilos available, because if you overall your volume is the same, so volume is calculated with form, reps and kilos, then again you will hit the same results regardless of whether you're training from home. The third exercise I wanted to do were cable kickbacks. Now again, I don't have a cable here at home, but one of the modifications you can do, again using the resistance bands, is doubling them up, put it around your legs, and now instead of our actual kick, is more of a leg raise, but it gives exactly the same results. You can actually feel it slightly more, in my opinion, in your glutes because it's really focused. Because I feel like on the traditional cable kickbacks, you were using more the overall leg. Instead here, you're really targeting your glutes. So again, if that's what you really want, they're perfect. Again, you should do more reps, but it's the same principle. You switch to the other leg, you do as many as you can, and then you go to the next set. Then the one before the last one was the deficit split squat. Here I decided to again elevate my back leg just to have more emphasis into the front leg, and also use a wider stance, so to make sure that I really target my glutes. And instead of using the dumbbells, which again we don't have except for just a pair that my partner bought, then I really make use of the fabric conditioner, to be honest. It's 4 kilos when it's full, so it does add that resistance. If you really want more, you can obviously put a resistance band on your shoulder and underneath your foot, and that will do exactly the same result. However, because it's a single side, it's a single leg exercise, I felt like even the minimum amount of weight does really work, especially if you really have that mind muscle connection and you go slow and then you really contract your glutes at the top. It actually really burns, so by any means I think it's a great substitute if you still want to do that exercise. And just remember to again check your form and make sure that you are only working the muscles that you're meant to. And finally, the last exercise were hip abductions. Again, I don't have the machines to do it here, so one thing you can do is the normal hip thrust where you abduct with the bands and that gets the same result. But here I really wanted to target the individual glutes because I do have a dominant right side that really takes over my left side. So I thought to take the advantage of being at home and have a little bit more time to dedicate to the glutes and do it unilaterally. So in this case, it's the same thing. I just put the band around my knees and then only abduct it using one leg. And that really helped me control the amount of workload I put each side of my glutes and make sure that they're evenly balanced. And yeah, the only thing again, to make sure that your back and overall your upper body doesn't move too much. So you really want to drive the movement out from your glutes and not your lower back. And again, do as many reps as you can before passing to the other side. So that's it from me. I hope this video was useful and that it gave you a few ideas of how to substitute your normal exercises so that you can still do exactly the same routine you were doing before, just modify here and there what you're using and how many reps you're doing. Please let me know if you would like to know maybe other exercises that you would like to substitute so that you can still do them at home. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe and hopefully I'll see you next time. Ciao!